Good morning, everyone. I'm Kim Gusby.
And I'm Ben Katko. Thanks for joining us here on News 3 Today. Beaufort County is now under a mandatory evacuation.
One lane of Highway 278 has been reversed to create 3 lanes westbound at Spanish Wells Drive and Moss Creek Village Drive. We go live now to Beaufort County.
Sheriff P.J. Tanner is holding a news conference right now to update us on the evacuations there. Take a listen.
Chapman and Matt Clancy, Chief Chapman from Bluffton, Chief Clancy from Beaufort, Chief Alexander from Yamasee, and I know that Port Royal is here, and I'm not sure if Chief Beach is here yet or not, but I know he's going to come down this way. I'm going to save my comments to the end. What I asked of y'all, because of some questions that came forward yesterday, when you step up to the mic, if you would introduce yourself and who you represent, that way everyone will know. Also, questions, when questions are being asked, we're going to try to ask you to be as loud as possible, because that was another concern that listeners had yesterday, is they couldn't hear the question. They got the answer, but they couldn't hear the questions. So let me start with, I'll save you towards the end too, Colonel. So Ashley, if you want to go ahead and start.
Good morning, I'm Ashley Jacobs. I'm the Beaufort County Administrator. The Beaufort County Public Works Coordination Center was activated at 7:30 this morning. Public Works crews will be checking roads and drainage problem areas. The electronic recycling event that was scheduled for Saturday has been canceled. Animal control officers are responding to emergency cases. EMS crews will be pulled from Beaufort Island today at 5 p.m. All other EMS services will run as long as weather permits. There has been communication with our traffic signal personnel, the energy and utility services, and other support organizations in preparation for disaster response and recovery. Debris teams have been assigned to support our local fire and rescue operations to address emergency issues as needed. The Ladies Island Airfield is open, the airfield only, but there is no fuel service available. The Hilton Head Airport is open. Our detention center is open and operational and receiving guests. Beaufort Memorial is open and will remain open. Coastal Carolina Hospital in Jasper County is open. Hilton Head Hospital is closed. County's main phone lines have been updated with closing information, and our county website on www.beaufortsc.gov has a special section for news-related items to the hurricane, so please visit that site and follow us on social media. Thank you.
Stu Rodman, Beaufort County Council. Just to emphasize what we've been saying in the past is that there's both a water and a wind component to these things, and then we can't overlook both of those. So even if the wind is down a little bit, we still could have a major water event. So don't overlook that.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Bradley. I represent Hilton Head Island, Fusky Island, South Carolina House of Representatives. I'd like to start off by saying thank you again to you guys for all the work that you have done. You must have thousands of people who have stepped up to help with this, and we greatly appreciate it. The state of South Carolina has the South Carolina National Guard, the Department of Public Safety, they have the State Guard, and the Department of Transportation has thousands of people out in South Carolina. In addition to that, there will be multiple county and municipal representatives like the Sheriff's Department who will be out creating law and order. Make no mistake, in South Carolina we wish to maintain law and order in the state through this process. You can have chaos with the weather, but we're not going to have chaos in a civil environment. So folks should feel good about that. In addition to that, we are encouraged by what these guys have done. We know that people have chosen to remain, and they need to understand that they do so at their own peril. The services that most folks are used to having access to will not be available under these circumstances, and folks need to be real careful and choose wisely what they want to do. But again, thank you, Sheriff, for all the work that you guys have done.
Good morning, Lisa Salka, Town of Bluffton. Thank you, Sheriff Tanner and this staff. Through their efforts and their leadership, we're ready. The government side is ready. A couple of things just to follow up on from yesterday. Please know Bluffton will not be picking up trash and recycling. Do not roll your cans to the road. Double bag your things just like I've been doing. Keep it in your garage. We will get back on track, I promise you, and we're working to get that sooner rather than later, not this week. Stay in touch with social media. We're relaying things out minute by minute. Every time we hear from the Sheriff's Department, we're getting it out, and we're doing on-site videos. If you left, thank you. If you're leaving, thank you. Our police department is #1 in our town, and along with the Sheriff's Department, it's going to monitor your property, and we're going to keep it safe. So thank you for taking heed to that. The shelter, if you haven't left, I just want you to know I'm going to go out there today. We visit the shelters. The Ridgeland Shelter is the place to go if you're just worried about going too far west. Just go there. You can take your pet, follow the directions. Sheriff and I both said we go there in a heartbeat if we weren't forced to stay where we are. Please utilize that, especially our young workers. Go check it out. Today's the day to go check it out and see if that's not a place for you. They have 100+ people staying there now. It's plenty of room for our residents to go there. That's all. Just be safe, make good decisions.
I'm John McCann, the mayor of Hilton Head Island. I also thank the sheriff and his crew for everything they've done, and the county, which has done a marvelous job putting this together, and my neighbor to the north there, Lisa Sulker, and people of Bluffton. This is a very big storm. Doesn't look like it on TV. This could be a major hit for us. We should not take it lightly. This could be a big thing, and we should always prepare for a big thing, and the best could happen was a small thing. Be prepared, keep your neighbors prepared. If people need help, help them. But remember, this is a very dangerous storm. Watch out for the surf coming in and the surge coming in following that all the way. Be careful and take care of each other. Thank you.
Samuel Murray, Mayor of Port Royal. Thank you, Sheriff, and all of those who've done all this good work to get us together and keep us informed what's going on. Town of Port Royal, for those who have left town, stay out of town until it's over with. Those who decide to stay with us, we'll do the best we can to take care of you. Our police department will be available as long as possible. As someone said, there will be no trash pickup. Keep the trash in the garage, and so it won't be flying all over the place, your garbage can. And we'll do all we can to help you. Make sure you listen to social media and find out what's going on, and we'll keep you up to date as much as possible. Thank you.
Coleman Moore, Mayor of the Embassy. I just want to thank everyone for a job well done, and everything is coming together, and I think everybody's going to obey an order and get out safe. And I want to mention to the residents of Embassy Heights, Beaufort Housing Authority, they in the evacuation area, and we urge them to follow these directions, which I think they are. So I want to pass that on. Public Works has been cleaning drainage ditches, spillways, and storm water grates to ensure that water-free flow, without no obstruction. And our garbage contractor S&S Disposal is planning on complete their trash pickup tomorrow without any interruptions. And we encourage you to follow us on social media, update through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I appreciate everybody being here, and job well done, like I said. Thank you again.
I told the sheriff he didn't need to hear from the politicians, but I'll be darned if I won't be the only one who doesn't speak. As I've been here for a long time doing this, I'm reminded of Hugo, and this is Hurricane Hugo. Most people don't know it, but all of the politicians in Beaufort County went to Bay Point as Hugo was headed straight for us, and we just started giving speeches. And all that hot air pushed her north. We can get more hot air with Big Bradley, our state representative. So as chairman of the legislative delegation, I'm sure that we can arrange transport to Bay Point. I would only say that on social media there's a funny little figure popping around, and it shows October. It would hit us the timeline, and it goes through the holidays rather than the days. I think that is important because it reminds us of the uncertainty. It reminds us of the uncertainty that we had with Hugo when we were prepared, and Hugo was headed right at us, and it changed. But it also reminds us of the other uncertainties where it changed in ways that we didn't expect and we didn't want. So we can sit back and we can make all the projections we want. We have to rely on the weather service. Hopefully they'll, as it comes closer, they'll agree. But if you haven't left, I still say it's safer to leave. I know it's not easy to leave all your family possessions at home and wonder what will be here when you get back, but it may just be worth it. City of Beaufort is in good shape. We're working very seamlessly with Colonel Baxley and his team, and of course the sheriff's team. Port Royal we always work with. We are beginning to think about what we do after the storm, trying to make preparations for return and cleaning the streets and stuff like that. But don't take anything for granted. Take it seriously, as the mayor of Hilton Head has said, because we just don't know. Thank you.
Just briefly, you can continue to monitor the school district website, any news or information or updates related to the school district. As you know, everything is closed this week with any meetings or anything like that. But please be safe, children. If you're at home, it's a good opportunity to read. Neil, you ready?
I am, sir.
That's the last thing you were thinking about.
Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all. You know, we're going last. The danger is that I'm probably going to repeat something that was already said because I was making my notes before we started. We are, for those that get excited about OPCONs, we remain at OPCON 1. There is a hurricane watch been issued by the National Hurricane Center for Beaufort County. And remember, a watch means that the conditions are likely to occur within 48 hours of that watch being issued. We are under a storm surge watch. Now that's a new product for this year. It was experimental last year, and it's now an official part of the National Hurricane Center forecast product. That means that we could experience storm surge conditions within 48 hours. And I fully expect the Hurricane Center to change those watches to warnings later this afternoon, which means we are closer to those events occurring. Talk about the storm a little bit. The National Hurricane Center has been dealing with this storm staying in the same place for almost 18 hours now. It's moving as best they can measure it at about 1 mile per hour, so it is beating the daylights out of the Bahamas, and we can expect to see catastrophic damage there after it leaves. As a result of it staying in one place, it has reduced its strength a little bit. It's now 115 mile an hour sustained winds with gusts up to 140. Sustained wind means that it is blowing at that speed for 2 minutes or greater without let up. So that gives you an idea of what they're facing. For us, we are now, because the forward speed is still so slow, we are now looking at the most likely arrival of onset of tropical storm force winds to be sometime tomorrow afternoon, which goes back to what the sheriff said about whether or not we have this event tomorrow. It's going to be conditions driven. But we are looking for the onset of tropical storm force winds. Now those are winds that are 39 mile per hour to 75 mile per hour. 39 being, well, we might could handle that. We have thunderstorms like that. 75 mile an hour, that's hurricane force. So anywhere in between there will be arriving tomorrow afternoon. The track of the storm has not changed in the last 24 hours. The forecast, the black line forecast, still remains for the center of the storm to pass about 50 miles offshore. But we are well within the error cone, and at this distance it still has a 100+ mile error. So if that storm begins to move up the Florida coast and it moves 1 degree west, it's right over the top of us. If it moves 1 degree to the right, our conditions will be very minimal through Thursday. And right now there's no way to forecast that. We're simply waiting on it and preparing for it. Should it stay on the current track, we are looking at 6 to 8 inches of rain with locally heavier in some spots, and we're all familiar with what floods when we have a sudden downpour. We had one yesterday, and we see the low areas that flood. We had some ponding on some roads yesterday briefly in the northern part of the county, north of Broad River. We're looking for 4 to 6 feet of storm surge above normal dry ground. We've been experiencing the king tides And that cycle is still going on through the middle of this week before it's supposed to stop, but we're not going to see that stop because of the tides being driven by the wind. And we're already experiencing some of that. We'll be out at high tide today taking a look at and trying to get some photographs that we can start putting up on social media for folks to see what we're already experiencing on a blue sky day. To give you an example, 2 nights ago the water at the Broad River Boat Landing got up to the restrooms that are established there. It topped over Warsaw Island Causeway, it topped over Reddings Point Road, and a couple of other locations. So we'll be getting pictures of that today to get up on social media, just to give you, again, a blue sky day and what we're experiencing. We are looking also for, again, tropical storm force winds and surge, so we could be facing still a very, very damaging event tomorrow night into Thursday. If you have not left, if you are not comfortable with this event, if you are not comfortable with what you're facing, now is the time to go. So that'll transition us into traffic. The roadways are clear. We frankly have not had a huge response. A lot of people have chosen to stay and continue watching. The 278 reversal was lifted last night at 7 p.m. and removed. It is not in place today. Traffic is flowing freely on 278 on Hilton Head, and you can easily get out of the county. One change in what we have been messaging previously, the Interstate 16 corridor out of Savannah and Chatham County has been fully reversed. All lanes are going west. The change is, historically, traffic going south on I-95 would not be allowed to access I-16 west towards Macon. That has changed. It is now being allowed to access I-16 west. We went down there and physically confirmed that this morning because we were getting conflicting messages from different agencies as to what it was. So we sent a deputy sheriff over there this morning and confirmed it is open. The barricades are raised. The I-26 reversal remains in place out of Charleston at this time. Amtrak has ceased all northbound trains out of Savannah. I'm sorry, all southbound trains out of Savannah. Northbound will remain operating today, and then they'll stop northbound as the storm gets closer. But southbound trains out of Amtrak out of Savannah have ceased. As Ms. Jacobs said, the Hilton Head Airport remains open. The Ladies Island Airport, you can land at the field, but there are no services available. The drawbridges. South Carolina Department of Transportation has authority over the drawbridges. We have 2 in Beaufort County, the Woods Bridge, downtown Highway 21 alternate crossing the Beaufort River out of downtown Carteret Street over onto Sea Island Parkway, and the Harbor River drawbridge between St. Helena and Harbor Island. Those bridges will be locked down to vessel traffic, marine traffic, boat traffic at 1900 tonight. That's 7 p.m. So what the DOT will do is they will go out late this afternoon and they will wrap the stanchions with chains and lock it down so that the swing bridges cannot swing open. Vehicular traffic will still be able to cross the drawbridges. I'll say that again. Vehicular traffic will still be able to cross the bridges. Marine traffic, vessels, boats will not be able to go through the bridge. It will not swing. And if anybody's got a memory of Hurricane Hugo, you remember the Ben Sawyer Bridge to Sullivan's Island was spun and tilted and dumped down into the inlet. That's what they want to avoid. That's a lesson learned from that. The DNR, South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, is conducting river sweeps today to inform everyone that lives on boats that if you're going to move your boat underneath one of these bridges, you got to do it before 1900 tonight, or you will not. That bridge will not swing for you. As Ms. Jacobs said, the Jasper shelter is open, and Mayor Salkin mentioned it also. They had 134 folks over there last night, and the bulk of them were from Beaufort County. It remains open, and that is nowhere near capacity. So if you need shelter tonight, head over to Jasper. Or tomorrow night. It is pet friendly. You must bring your own cages, you must bring your own pet food, and you must bring your own leash. But it is pet friendly, and that is a change from years past. The Hilton Head Hospital will be closing at 3 o'clock today. I think Ms. Jacobs mentioned that. Beaufort Jasper Water Authority issued a press release last night, and this remains in effect at 8 p.m. tonight, September the 3rd, 2019. They intend to turn off the water at the causeways leading to the following locations: Bermuda Bluff, Birdfoot Landing, Kalawasi Island, Cat Island, Coosaw Island, Distant Island, Blake Drive, Horse Island Drive, Kingston Key Drive, Myrtle Island Drive, Pine Island, at the Shrimp Shack on the causeway leading to Harbor, Hunting, and Fripp, Tansy Village, and Warsaw Island. Now they do have a caveat here. Fripp and Kalawasi are not being shut off at this time, but the customers may experience low water pressure. The purpose of turning off these valves is because they cross causeways and the lines are exposed. Storm surge and high winds could damage the lines and cause a leak. So rather than lose a lot of water, they would prefer to turn them off and have that water preserved. What that affects is fire suppression efforts. If there's low water pressure or no water, the ability to fight fires is severely diminished. So keep this in mind. Not only is the inconvenience of not being able to turn your faucet on, but the fire department will be severely restricted in what they're able to do if an event occurs beyond those places. I encourage you.
Those are also on their
Those
website.
on the Beaufort Jasper website. I was just fixing to get there. I encourage you to go to their website. Stay constant. If you live behind one of these causeways, stay constantly updated because they will be evaluating it based on conditions. But right now, be prepared for that tonight. Other than that, the weather, again, 4 to 6 foot of storm surge above normal dry ground. Winds, tropical storm force winds onset tomorrow afternoon. If the storm is slightly left, we're looking at hurricane force winds in a Category 3 event as it's forecast to pass us by, which is 115 mile per hour and greater, 110 mile per hour and greater. And that would be quite a wallop. We have not seen that in a long time if it gets close to us. Hopefully it will continue to stay 50 to 60 miles offshore, and we'll deal with 4 to 6, 8 feet in tropical storm winds, but there is no guarantee of that yet. That's it for me. Thank you.
You know, when we get past the storm, I'm gonna have Neil do some research on storms or years that end in 9. And the storms associated with years that end in 9, because it's not good. If you look back over, back to 1959, 79, 89, Hugo, and here we are, 2019. So storms that end in 9. So take this storm very seriously. Everyone knows that we're under an evacuation order by the governor of South Carolina. That started yesterday at noon and will continue until we feel that it can be lifted. Then we'll be dealing with, hopefully not, but we could possibly be dealing with a reentry situation. The storm, Dorian, is still very serious storm. We expect to have some impact here in Beaufort County. We always hope for the best and hope that it goes eastward and not westward. But we're prepared for it. Our staff at the Sheriff's Office and the community as a whole, the municipalities, the county, we're prepared to deal with this storm and the aftermath if we have any. Free movement is still being allowed in Beaufort County. So movement within the county as well as actually out of the county and coming back into Beaufort County is still being allowed, but that could change based on storm conditions. So something you need to be very alert to and conscious of if you're out running errands and trying to finish your last minute efforts for non-evacuation or evacuation, then that's something you need to keep in the back of your mind. We really appreciate those that decided to evacuate Beaufort County, and they did so before evacuation started yesterday at noon and all during the afternoon yesterday and during the night and as well today. But we still have a lot of people that decided that they would stay in Beaufort County and that are still here and have no plans of any to leave. That's something that that's a decision that they're making for themselves and their families. They need to reconsider and keep an eye on the storm and make sure that they get all the appropriate information as to the dangers of the storm. If you decided to stay and you're not going to evacuate, then starting Wednesday evening, law enforcement will be keeping an eye on you. You have free movement within the county currently. But as we get closer to damaging effects of the storm, you know, we ask our citizens to leave Beaufort County, and it's our job to protect them, protect their property. Our police chiefs are here. We'll be working with each other to make sure that we maintain law and order in Beaufort County. A percentage of those that will watch this particular press conference are those that are trying to figure out what crime to commit next. But I'm going to tell you right now, and understand me, and I'm going to make this very, very clear, we will not tolerate criminal activity. And our deputy sheriffs and our law enforcement and our municipal police departments will be out in force. You know, as tomorrow progresses into tomorrow evening, and we know we're going to start seeing more and more effects of the storm, our law enforcement will be out front and center, and we will be looking at everyone and everything. So if you get stopped, if you're out joyriding, or you're doing things you really shouldn't be doing, law enforcement's going to stop you. We're going to identify who you are and what you're doing, and then we'll move forward from there. We all are operating now under dash cams. We all are operating with body cameras, so all of that footage will be captured. We currently do not have a curfew in place. We're having discussions now about a curfew. We are working with the mayors. We'll make it county-wide curfew that will be consolidated and impact every citizen in Beaufort County that decided that we're going to stay behind. But I can't stress this enough, and I'll make it clear again. We will not tolerate criminal activity. Having said that, I'll answer whatever questions you may have.
What about emergency services? Those are always the question that people have. If people do stay, are they going to be able to get emergency services?
We are going to do the absolute best we can, even when conditions get poor. We don't use the word retreat. Sometimes that word is used, but our law enforcement, fire, and EMS, you know, we're here to protect our citizens in our county. And if we can get to you, if we can offer aid and assist in aid, then we're going to do our very best to do that. Keeping in mind that if things get to in a condition to where it's dangerous to even attempt a rescue or to provide aid, those are things that are going to have to be evaluated at that time. These law enforcement officers, firemen and EMTs, they know what they're doing. They do a fantastic job. But we also know where to draw the line as far as we can't do you any good if we can't get to you. And if something happens, you know, that results in an injury of a first responder, then that just takes another person, you know, out of the field. And you know, medical attention and all those things are things that we have to consider. So we have one hospital. Did you cover the hospital?
Yes.
You know, and those are a huge concern not only to every citizen but to first responders as well. So, but we'll do our best.
Do you have laws in place about price gouging, and can people report that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what would they do if someone's charging them 3 times what a tarp should cost?
Well, to start with, don't buy it. But yeah. Secondly, are we publishing that number on our webpage?
We can. It's a state number.
It's a state number. But we'll make sure and get it published on our webpage. Bob, you'll look into that too.
Also, do you have a way, if or when we lose power and everyone is losing their televisions, their computers, their phones, of communicating with us, the media, and also communicating with the public? What's the plan for that?
That's kind of a broad question, but you know, the question is if we lose power and you lose all access to all your technology that you're accustomed to right now, it's very, very difficult, but we have the ability to go throughout the communities in fire trucks and law enforcement vehicles, and we try to get as much information out as we can. But the loss of all the technology that you just described it makes it difficult to get information out. Yeah, true.
I mean, Sheriff Neal said it earlier, I don't know if one of you guys, the newest tracks have buoyed a lot of people to say, well, I'm just going to ride this out and I can stay here the entire time. Previously, they were ready to go. Now they're saying, absolutely, I'm staying. This is nothing that we're going to worry about.
You know, I think the easiest answer for us on that, because, I mean, it's so unpredictable. If anyone stayed during Hurricane Matthew, this is something you just need to keep in mind. If you stayed in Beaufort County, even upon your return to Beaufort County and you saw the damage that you saw, that was not even a registered Category 1. And if anything, it was an extremely weak one. And this is, right now the forecast is a strong Category 2, possibly Category 3, on a similar track as Hurricane Matthew. If you saw the damage that Matthew caused, and if you even saw the damage that Irma caused with the surge, and you think you can ride out a Category 2 or a weak 3, you just need to rethink that. You know, it's very difficult to tell anyone that you can't handle this. Yeah, you say you can go without power for 3 or 4 or 5 days. You know, you're good. You've got enough water and food to last you for that period of time. And you may be right for you, but there are other considerations to take in mind. And the biggest consideration that we stress to everyone, you know, Beaufort County it's the population. We have a huge retirement community in Beaufort County, and we all know that medical needs get a little more serious as you age, and not having the medical facilities that's available, or the disruption of those services is really what you need to be thinking about.
And you are listening in right now to a news conference with Beaufort County Sheriff P.J. Tanner and other local Low Country officials. A number of takeaways coming from today's news conference. One being that 278, that lane reversal has been lifted. Also that the county is a free-moving county. It's still free-moving at this point. Movement inside the county is allowed. Also no curfew in place as of yet.
The evacuation order as well is still in place for the time being. They couldn't put a hard time on that when that would be lifted, but at least for the time being, 278 is back to normal, like you said, and there is no curfew, though they think that's probably going to change. One other thing that's worth noting here is a couple of the mayors and city officials you heard from, they said trash and recycling, excuse me, would likely be affected this week, so hang on to that, though that will be impacted. They'll work that out in the next couple of days, too.
And for the people who decided to stay, they're urging you to utilize the shelters there. There's a shelter in Ridgeland. Right now, there are about 100 people there. But, of course, you can stay up to date on social media and right here on WSAV and WSAV.com.